Where are the Israelis?
What is this
originally?
production value?
Check this out.
Originally.
I was born in Tunisia.
Haha, funny video. My turn. When and how the Arabs and Muslims immigrated to the land of Israel from the Arab conquest to World War I. Here is some family names of Palestinians.
All right, Nick. All right. So you came with a book that's written by a Zionist that has no idea what the difference between an Arab conquest and an Islamic conquest. She started the Arab and Islamic history from like the 6th century. Her name is Rivka Shpak Lazak, a Zionist, and you just disregarded actual history. Are you serious, dude? Not a good look. Not a good look, Nick. Check this out. So we agreed that book for Rivka Lazak is not a good book, okay? So let's move to actual history. Did you hear of the Nabataeans? The Nabataeans empire that was way before the 6th century? Yeah, they do originate from the Arab Peninsula and southern Levant. Don't forget, Nick, that this is the Middle East. They're all Arabs and Arabized people. Weird, I know. Yeah. So let's move on. So now we know that the Nabataeans were there before the 6th century, before the Islamic conquest. Okay? So that's number one. Well, we're not going to go deep into history. You know, you can always go to ancienthistory.org encyclopedia. But I can tell you this much. The Nabataeans are related to the Canaanites. The Nabataeans were there before the Jewish people were there. I can tell you that much. And guess what? The Jewish people lived under the Nabataean Empire. Yeah, they did. Check it out. Let's move on.
In fact, especially in Europe today, there are a lot of Arab refugees, Muslim refugees that are in those countries. Are you going to say that they're from those countries? If they stay there for, let's say, another 100, 200 years, are you going to say that they're now from those countries and they don't know?
No, I would not, Nick. I'm not going to call an Arab refugee that lives in Europe, regardless of how long he lived in Europe, whether it's a year or 500 years, they don't become from that country. Because, I mean, it's simple. This Arab refugee, for example, leaves the Middle East with the name of Muhammad Abdul Fattah. He lives in Europe for like 500 years as Muhammad Abdul Fattah, and he comes back to the Middle East with the same name, Muhammad Abdul Fattah. But since you were talking about names and, you know, with that book, oh my God, don't use that book again, Nick. Since you were talking about books and names, you know, what about a name with Grun living in Europe? Happened to migrate to the Middle East, and not only migrate, but colonize Palestine. And all of a sudden,